Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.
Okay, it is Tuesday, September 29, exactly at 2 p.m. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Boom Gonzalez, and you all enter the chat room with me. Thank you. And today is special because, as you know, every now and then, other than our usual long form interviews with some very interesting people in the past, we also have what we call the live drive sessions. And we've been really lucky in the last couple of months, to have some great artists. Just to mention a few, Quest was on the show, Evidencel was on the show, Clara Benin was on the show. And today is another special day with another special person with an incredible and special voice. And I can't wait to talk to her, and I can't wait to hear her sing live. All right. For those who are watching us on Facebook Live, hello. Also on Twitch and on the Kumu app online, thank you. For those who are watching us on YouTube and listening on Spotify, as this episode will make it on YouTube and Spotify tomorrow, hello. And those of you who are on the road and working from home, tuned in to the good old radio on Magic 89.9, welcome to the show. And we welcome Keiko Necesario with us here on the program on Live Drive Sessions. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon ba? Good afternoon. Hello, Boom. Hello,
Good afternoon.
everyone.
Are you a morning person? Do you wake up early? Do you wake up late? What's
I am a morning person, but just I'm a morning person because I sleep in the morning. I think that the latest I slept ever
Really?
was 3 p.m.
Natuloy-tuloy yun, yung overnight
Yeah.
you weren't.
Yeah.
So you're you're that kind. You burn the midnight oil.
I know.
Are you an insomniac o talagang wala
Um,
lang, baliktad lang ang oras mo?
I wouldn't actually say I'm insomnia because sometimes I feel very sleepy now, but I still wouldn't sleep. Maybe it's just my
Why?
head. Like I think too much sometimes.
It's
And I
wired. It's so wired.
yeah,
Parang ako rin
always.
yan eh. Nag-iisip ka
Mm-mm.
lagi. Okay.
Mm-mm-mm. And there
Okay.
are times that I would just be in my bed and I would close my eyes, even like earliest, let's say 11 p.m. I'm already in bed and I try to sleep, but I really can't. So maybe it's just
Right.
me. Maybe I have a problem. No, I'm kidding. But yeah.
It's us. You and I
Yeah.
both have a problem.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's different when you're in bed. It's different when you're sleeping. So I know where
Yeah.
you're coming from.
Mm-mm.
Keiko has a new album. It's an incredible album, Ready, Let Go, and we've been playing the single "Dangerous." She's been, talking about it, teasing about it on her stories, on her Instagram, about certain singles and all that. And we'll talk about all of these things in a bit. I've always wondered, when I encountered you a few years ago on YouTube, I've always wondered about your last name. I don't think I've
Mm.
ever met anybody with
Yeah, with
that
necessary.
surname,
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Necesario.
True. That's true.
Tell me, diba? Tell me your lineage, your origins.
Yeah.
Ano ba? Anong probinsya ba ang Necesario?
Mm-mm.
What is that? Is that
Actually,
a
my
alias? Is
dad,
that a real name?
yeah, my dad is from Bantayan Island in Cebu.
Cebu.
So, yeah, Cebu.
Oh,
So, dun
beautiful
talaga.
island.
Yeah.
I love Bantayan.
Yeah, and Cebu, I think Bisaya talaga ang necessaryo. Cause whenever I go there, I remember when I went to Cebu and I had to buy ano to, danggit, yung
Yes.
danggit and for
Yes.
pasalubong.
Correct.
They had to box it and they were asking me, Mom, what's your name and last name? So we can write it down on the box. And
Mm-hmm.
when they wrote down and when I said Necesario, they were like, "Oh, Necesario." So that's when I knew na
Alam nila.
Necesario is kind of kind of like known in Cebu. So yeah,
Mm.
that's where
Interesting, because
my
I've never.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never. Have you ever?
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, other than family, have you ever met anybody
Well,
na
mostly actually mostly
talaga
yeah
from the province?
from the
Yeah,
province, yeah. Bihira nga
interesting.
actually.
Bihira, eh, di ba?
Yeah,
Bihira,
that's true.
bihira. It's a unique name, which works for you. It's a great
That's
combination.
true.
Keiko has a new album. We'll talk about that in a bit. What was 2020 supposed to be? How was it supposed to look for you prior to the
Mm-mm.
pandemic hitting? I mean, what were the plans? What were the big
Yeah.
plans with 2020?
Well, actually, before the pandemic even hit, I think because I was already recording,
Right.
it was such a blessing that we finished the record, like this album, a few days or like 2 weeks before the pandemic hit, like before the
Okay.
lockdown hit.
So yeah, March. You're talking about around
Yeah,
March.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well,
Right.
we finished actually February, like
Okay.
February 29. So it was
Okay.
weird for me. So you know what I mean? Like it was weird for me that I was able to finish that this like the full recording of everything of all the songs before that even happened. And so that's
Hmm.
why when the when the pandemic happened and when when the label were just like planning when the label and I were planning about the album before it released or before it even came out, I
Hmm.
was never really that anxious with the timing. I'm sorry about that. Can you hear the bell?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Don't
Well,
worry about
anyway,
it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, uh, the plans were, of course, we wanted the tour and all that, but I was never really anxious when the pandemic hit, and we were saying that the album should push through as it is, you know,
Okay, so there
because
was no plan to kind of shelve it muna or
no,
okay, here's a
well,
better question.
mm-mm-mm.
In terms of the timing, was it still going to be September?
It was, yeah,
Because
everything
25, di
is
ba, or
still,
officially?
yeah, everything is still happening the way it was supposed to
Ah,
happen, which is cool because I think, well, for me, with my, I don't know, with me being a Christian,
mhm.
also, just like, cause it's just so amazing how God provided even before
Mhm.
the pandemic happened.
Happened,
So
right?
I was never really, like I said, I was never really anxious or I never really doubted the timing because God already gave me a go signal. And so
Okay,
I
so
didn't
you
want
had the
to,
sign, yes.
yeah, 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 I didn't want to doubt it anymore.
Then probably the sign was you actually, and I don't know, I don't mean to put words
Mm,
into your
no,
mouth, but
no.
probably, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mm,
booting at that you have the album
mm,
during the pandemic, maybe something like that. Is that what you're trying to
yeah.
say?
Yeah, that also. It's just with the way things happened, like that I finished the recording everything before the pandemic hit,
Right.
and that even Warner felt like we should push through with it. I
No,
think
no
that's
plans
also,
to move
yeah,
it or anything. Talagang
yeah,
tuloy.
not
Okay.
yeah, not at all. We were somehow they were worried about that. Like they were actually thinking like, um let's play it by ear or like let's see
Mm.
how this would turn out, but still they never really said na uh we shouldn't we should kumbaga parang we should stop muna the production or everything or the planning, but no,
Tuloy lang.
yeah, yeah, tuloy lang and see
Well,
how it goes. And right now, like September, this is exactly the month that we wanted to release the album, and it really happened,
good for
so
you.
yeah,
Good for
thank
you.
you.
Good for you.
And yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, and during this time, I think people need more music to uplift them, and I believe that this album is more than just or beyond just the music. It's really
A
about the
hun-
story, and that's what I really gravitate towards too. I mean, I love
All right.
music and all that, but music is powerful, and I really want people to hear this album and more than just the words and the feelings. I want them to know the story that it took that backs up this full album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's what
and
I'm
we
really
will
looking
dive.
for.
We'll take a deep dive into that in a bit.
Yeah,
It's under Warner
yeah, for
Music,
sure.
of course.
Mm.
Ready, let go. But she will start off today by singing something not from the album, just to ease
Mm-hmm.
into this afternoon. Keiko Necesario is with us live here at the Live Drive Sessions. You care to do your first song, Keiko?
Yeah, for sure.
Game? Game?
Game na game.
All right, here we
Mas
go.
maayos na ba? Yung ano ko,
Yes!
yung tunog ko?
Gaganda pa.
Better?
Gaganda pa. Yes.
Okay.
Keiko Necesario, Magic 89.9.
Posible bang hindi namang saktan? Di masisisi pagkat tao lang. Oh, ako'y tao lang. Siguro balang araw aking matatanaw sagot sa bakit at sakit ng nakaraan. Di bale ng malayo, alam saan patungo, sa'yo'y tinuturo. Hintayin mo lang ako. Hintayin mo lang ako. Dahan-dahan ang sayaw, mayroong himig bawat galaw. Habang ang mundo'y patuloy sa pag-ikot. Posibleng lagi kang masasaktan, walang pagsisisi pagkat tao lang. Ako'y tao lang. Siguro balang araw aking matatanaw sagot sa sakit at sakit ng nakaraan. Di bali ng malayo, alam saan patungo, sa'yo'y tinuturo. Hintayin mo lang ako. Siguro balang araw aking matatanaw sagot sa bakit at sakit ng nakaraan. Di bali ng malayo, walang saan patungo, sa'yo'y tinuturo. Hintayin mo lang ako. Siguro balang araw aking matatanaw sagot sa bakit at sakit ng nakaraan. Di bali ng malayo, alam saan patungo, sa'yo'y tinuturo. Hintayin mo lang ako.
First of 4 songs today, Keiko Necesario with us on Magic 89.9 here on the live drive sessions. My name is Boom. Thanks for listening to us on radio, for watching us on Facebook Live, Kumu app, and on Twitch. And we will hear songs from the album in a bit. Di Bale Na is what we are starting with. Okay, you went to London for this album, at least for a few songs, 3 songs, if I'm not mistaken, for the album.
Actually,
Three songs?
I think 4.
4
'Cause I
songs.
actually because I went there to record with three different producers.
Right.
Yeah. So the idea
How, sige,
was
kwento mo sa amin, how did that come about? How did it
mm,
start? How did it happen?
yeah. Okay. So actually, my manager right now kasi is British. His name is Graham Perkins, and I met
British.
him. Yeah,
British.
he's British. I know. Oh my gosh, she always they always actually just joke around with me like having an accent after right after yeah I came back from London, but yeah I met him back in 2018. He's actually the reason why I met him was because back in Elements Camp. Do you know Elements Camp? It's
Right, right.
yeah, it's a songwriting camp.
Because you do a lot of the songwriting camps, even songwriting
Yeah,
contests before, diba?
yeah,
Right,
that's true.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
So this camp was actually just it was powered by Globe back
Okay.
in 2018, and they brought five different international producers, and one of them was Steve Lillywhite. Steve Lillywhite was actually is actually U2's producer.
Nice.
Yeah, and Steve Lillywhite apparently his manager is Graham. So
That's the
when
connection.
yeah, and when Elements Camp, when we all released singles from that particular camp, Graham actually listened to the full album, and when he heard my voice, apparently, thank God, he liked my song and my voice, and he wanted to connect with me. So Miss Twinkie Lagdameo,
Yes.
yeah, Miss Twinkie actually contacted me, and she was like, "There's this British producer, who wants to manage you," and that's how it all came about. It's just that's
Wow.
how it started.
Not even, oh, she wants to meet you, wants to listen
Yeah,
to you. No, wants to manage
now
you
manage
right
me.
off the
Yeah,
bat, right away.
yeah. That's true. So
Wow.
it was actually that's why actually in with that story, even
Mm-hmm.
before 2019 and now this year 2020, I feel like that's already a go signal for me,
Mm-hmm.
like how things happened, you know what I mean? So it's just like really confident that this album would just push through. And yeah, and right after that, Graham and I would just talk about our ideas. And with artists, because I've already put out music before.
Of course,
So
yes.
yeah.
You
So
have been for a long time
yeah,
already, yes.
since 2015 actually. So
Mm-hmm.
um with with that timing, like last year, I really wanted to just explore my music and my capacity and my capability to actually just go beyond what I already have. You know what I mean? So I wanted to really explore and like experiment with new elements into my music. And so I
Right.
was talking to Graham about it, and he had an idea like maybe we should bring you to London and meet new producers. So it's just like, wow, that would be crazy. I
I
mean,
wasn't thinking about you bringing me to London, but sure,
yeah,
why not?
that's true. That's true. Like I was just like, wow, and that's crazy,
That is
So
crazy.
so um, I think that was around July when I signed with Warner.
Right,
That's when we actually closed the deal with Warner.
right.
And Warner was just like very keen on the idea of bringing me to London. So they're really responsible for uh for me being able to go to London, and really they funded my dream, and I really think that it's not a coincidence, really, in God's plan. Um
Mm.
and with Graham's uh work, also hard work, and that he put into just getting me out there, and really uh bringing in a team for me to really bring this dream come to life.
Your
And
album to life. Hmm.
yeah, so that's what happened, like, because they were really they really supported the idea. I mean, Warner really supported the idea of bringing me to London.
Okay,
Graham arranged it and
right.
said that, okay, I'm gonna find three producers for you that I think would fit into the sound that you
Sound
want.
that you want.
That's
Okay.
what I wanted, was just like that ambient, kind of like that,
Dreamy.
yeah, dreamy, and not just that, but like still folk. I still want to my genre, or like
Your
my
roots.
my core to be
Right,
there, but
right.
just like experiment a little bit. And so yeah, he brought in Chasing Fantasia, which is my producers now.
Producers, correct.
And then
Yeah.
the other two producers were Brian. Brian is actually a Grammy Award winning.
Lang naman.
Oh yeah, lang naman.
Lang naman.
Yeah.
Grammy Award winning lang naman. If you've
Yeah.
ever heard about the Grammys, yes.
Yeah, and the other one is Stereophonics drummer. Si Javier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Javier.
I love Stereophonics.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
means
Javier
nothing.
Well,
Yeah.
He's actually pretty good
Dakota.
also.
Oh my
Yeah.
lord, I love those guys.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, well, former drummer, I think he was the former drummer
Still.
because he had to leave now.
Right.
But yeah, so
Was it intimidating though? I mean, okay, yeah, you get to London, they funded your dream, but it's still a different experience. It's a new
Yeah, for
experience.
sure.
You've never
And-
had that kind of experience.
and
How
there-
was the feeling?
Yeah, and they're from they're from different countries, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Javier actually is from was he from Mexico?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think he's from Mexico, and then Brian is from Canada, but they all live in
London already.
London.
Okay.
And Chasing Fantasia, there's both South African actually.
Okay.
So yeah, so it was like it was so different from our, from us, from our culture.
Correct.
Yeah. But I guess I wouldn't say intimidated, but it was more nervous.
For
'Cause
sure.
Yeah, I was more nervous because it was my first time working with, international producers, and it was also my first time just like dealing with, because I'm not really a confrontational person, so it's just like, how do I communicate with them with like the sound that I want? But it really went well, I think, because they were all really kind and really sweet, and they were just really, they asked me what I want, so that's the most important thing, because I prayed for this. Like, I remember 2018, I really prayed. Like, I was just like, God, if you're gonna give me a producer, a new producer, I really want to work with a producer that
Listens to you.
yeah, listens to me and knows my vision, and someone who would connect with my vision, my goal for my music. And he didn't just give me one producer; he gave me four.
Four,
Actually.
right.
Fantasia is a duo.
Duo, right.
Production duo.
Right,
Tristan
right.
and Rusty, and oh my gosh, they're amazing. And what's even more amazing, because when I started working with them in London, I knew that they were the producers. I mean, the other two producers were amazing as well. They were excellent in what they do, but it's just more of the question for me was, when I finished working with these people, the question for me was, who suits me best?
Right. Because in anything in life, you got to have chemistry with people that you're going to work with.
that's
Yeah.
true.
I get you. And you're aligned. You're on the
Yeah.
same page. Maybe not necessarily from the very start,
Yeah.
but you work towards the same
Yeah, that's
direction. And you're the artist. You have the vision.
Yeah.
You had, you had the blueprint in your head. And let me just say, when you're saying, talking about, adding elements and all that, for your fans, I'm sure if they're, because I'm not a lyrics kind of guy, Keiko, just so that when I listen to music, I listen to elements, melody, all these other things getting together.
You know what? Don't
yeah.
worry, cause with me, I mean, I love lyrics, but the first that really captures me is the melody.
So same here. I
Yeah.
will for 10 years I will not remember the lyrics of my favorite song, but I can tell you elements that come together. So your older sound, which is like really folk and all of that, I
Yeah.
still hear here in your album, but I see what you're trying to say though, that some of the moody and atmospheric, ambient,
Yeah.
electronic, maybe even a little
Yeah.
bit comes into the album.
Yeah.
And I like that some of the songs, including one of the songs that you're going to sing today, they actually, the elements come in slowly,
Yeah.
and then they kind of climax at a certain point of that song where it just, I love the album, Keiko. The album, of
Thank
course,
you.
is Ready, Let Go. It's under Warner Music. And now we're going to hear, if you haven't heard it yet, please go and listen. But we're going to hear it stripped down, 3 of the songs from the album. And what are you going to sing for us next?
Well, I'm singing Right Next to You. It's part of
Ooh.
the album. It was actually the first single from this album.
I like this
And-
album, and I like the story of this album, Keiko. I mean, of
thank
this song.
Thank
this
you,
song.
thank
I like
you.
this.
You-
So, yeah.
You read it, na?
Like I said, I'm a fan. I follow you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I see what you talk about in your
Yeah.
Instagram and all of that. So yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
But let's talk
Yeah.
about it after. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
for
it
sure.
after.
For sure.
Keiko Necesario, ladies and gentlemen, live drive sessions here on Magic 89.9.
Hope for just a little bit more. I'm prepared to win this war. As long as I'm right here, right next to you. Love is what we're fighting for. Something real and something sure. I'm not worried as long as I'm here right next to you. I found home when I found you. A little ray of light that shines right through. I felt hope when God gave me hope. A simple miracle, a dream come true. Oh, let's hold on to this. Hold on to this. Our story's more than just a promise. We are in for a long ride with nothing to say and nothing to hide. I've never been more sure now that I'm here right next to you. I found home when I found you. A little ray of light that shines right through. I felt hope when God gave me hope. A simple miracle, a dream come true. Oh, let's hold on to this. Hold on to this. Our story's more than just a promise. This love's already written. Time may pass as seasons end, but if there's one thing that's never changing, it's me right next to you. Oh, I found home when I found you. A little ray of light that shines right through. I felt hope when God gave me hope. A simple miracle, a dream come true. Oh, let's hold on to this. Hold on to this. Our story's more than just a promise. Our story's more than just a promise. Our story's more than just a promise.
Woo! Keiko Necesario, ladies and gentlemen, right next to you, all part of the The album, of course, Ready, Let Go under Warner Music. My name is Boom. We're live on Magic 89.9 on Facebook, on Twitch, and on the Kumu app. We'd like to say hello to everyone. For her fans, and for those who are hearing her for the very first time, we want to say hello to you too. We always love new listeners, and that's why we're doing all of this. This song, now, this is one of those songs that I'm talking about. I love your voice here. I love how you stripped it down, of course, for our purposes. But I also love the album version of
Thank
of
you.
this song because of all of the elements that come in and then slowly just really culminate at a certain part.
Yeah.
It's kind of related to you've had a. This is a great year for you. Am I
It is.
wrong to say that? And this song is kind of part of that story that.
Yeah.
Things are falling into place even in your personal life. Tama ba? Can you
True.
tell us
True.
tell us about the story of the song for those who
Yeah.
don't know?
Yeah, actually, I was supposed to release this actually because I wrote this song back in 2018 pa. So
Right,
like a
right.
long time. I was actually supposed to send it to Elements Camp,
Okay.
but I didn't. For some reason, I didn't. And uh yeah, I wrote this one and I was just like in my head, my idea was if I could write about my past and if I could write about my present, I could also write about my future. And I was just like, because I'm an NBSB. I was an NBSB.
Yes, and you used to talk
Yeah.
about this a lot,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And I want to
true.
get into that in a bit, but yes, go ahead. Finish your story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a no boyfriend since birth kind of girl.
Right, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I was just like, I've been waiting, and in that year, like 2018, I was just like, this is maybe this is what it would be like, or this is what it would feel like when the right person comes along.
Right,
And yeah,
right.
fast forward to 2020, it's just like so cool because I released the song for this album and I love the production of it. So thank you. I'm glad that you like it also, Boom.
I love
So
it. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, it's just the timing is just so cool also because now I have someone. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, I have someone that I can actually sing it to, and that it meant to me. It meant so much to me already. The song already meant so much to me, but it meant so now it means so much more.
More. Right.
Yeah. So
There are two things that I wanted to ask or talk about when it comes to
yeah.
this song and the story. First
Mm,
of all, that's why in my caption on Instagram yesterday when I posted and I said, a lot of us, a lot of people that we know, friends, family, or even strangers, acquaintances, have had a rough year. And Keiko's not is one of those who's been very positive, and positive things have happened to her also for the year 2020. And I wanted to highlight that this song. So the first question that I wanted to ask, so even if you wrote this back in the day, and you used to talk about this years and years ago about no boyfriend since birth and all of that,
yeah.
as a songwriter, and this is just me being curious, really, as a songwriter, how do you talk about something you've never experienced? Like love, let's say romantic love.
Yeah.
How do you talk about that? I know some artists have said to me in the past, that I talk about it because of my friend, a friend's standpoint, things that you watch, but as now it's
Yeah.
different when you're the one
Yes.
experiencing the emotion.
Yeah. That's
So how do you do that back in the day when you wrote this
yeah.
song, and how does it? You did say that it means more now, but
Mm.
how do you come up with those songs when you haven't felt that emotion before?
Let's just say diba, a lot of people say that they're hopeless romantic, but
Hmm.
I would say that I'm a hopeful romantic. I've always
Okay.
been. Yeah, I've
Okay.
always been really
Kala ko sabihin mo hopeless lang.
Oh, pwede rin.
Ako yun eh. Ako yun. Ikaw
Ah.
hopeful romantic. Ako hopeless
Yeah.
lang. Okay, game.
But
Sige.
yeah, well, it's just maybe it's just because I love love. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, love really is the only thing that matters because that's where it all starts. And what is love? Love is God, and I really believe in that. Like I really have hope in love, and yeah, I think that's it because
So you're also singing
I hear
about
the
love with
coming
God.
from that. Yeah,
That's what you're
yeah,
trying to say, that
yeah,
that
yeah,
he's also right next to you. your
Yeah.
concept of God, and
Yeah.
whatever everybody else's belief is,
Mm-hmm.
that can be the concept of this song. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Cause with me, like I really, I've said this before, with right next to you, cause uh, so cool. Cause I don't know if you've seen the cover art. The cover art is like me, kind of like my hand is
Oh yes,
like
yes. I
right.
I
Yeah, yeah.
posted it. I posted it. Right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I did. I
Well, my
did.
hand is like right in front of the light coming from a projector, and
Right.
my idea and my concept of that is because that's kind of like God is like the light that's showing me my whole life. That's why my hand is like right there, and I'm just like looking at my hand.
So this was your idea, your concept.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With my director, with my creative director Jason
Correct.
Max,
Right.
and like it's just yeah God showed me my whole life, and I think that it's not just about romantic or like romance, but it's also about like life in general, like our friends, like
Mm-hmm.
who's actually right next to you. It could
Mm-hmm.
also be your passion, like maybe you're right next to your dream job, you know what I mean? So it's just
Mm.
it talks about like a broader um
Mm.
um a concept or like idea. And so yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about with this song. And
And just like anything in music,
mhm,
especially our beautiful OPM music,
yeah,
really interpretations are really up to the listener, right? You
that's
can
true.
really, you
That's
can
the beauty
really,
of art. Yeah.
right? Isn't it? Isn't it? You talk about God a lot, not just in this conversation, but
Mm-hmm.
even in the past, a long time
Yeah.
ago. And this album, you talk about that a lot too. Can you also consider this as a praise album?
Yeah,
Is
for
it?
sure.
Pwede rin, ano?
Yeah, because you know what? Ever since I've really gotten closer to God, I feel like everything I do should be about praising Him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like even the littlest things. You know, it should be done with with such acknowledgement for God, because it's like I wouldn't be here. Like I would none of this would matter. None of this would even like I don't know like I don't know like parang none of this would even happen
Mm-hmm.
if not for him. And it's just you know yun nga, like everything I do now is just hopefully that I get to honor him. I get to really acknowledge him. I get to really reflect him in a way, because this is from him. Like I wouldn't have it any other way. And yeah, this album is considered a praise album
Mm.
because every step of the way, like he really provided for this album. He really provided for me, and I hope that it this album also provided for the people that worked on it. With like Warner and my team, my whole team. And I'm really glad that I get to work with people that are also close to God with
Mm.
this. Like this is the dream. This is the absolute dream. And yeah, this album is actually anchored in a verse.
Yes, it is. It is, right.
The salt and light verse. And it's just it really spoke to me because God, when I was having my quiet time one day for this album, he reminded me of salt and light. And I was just like, wow, it's Matthew 5 verse 13 to 16. And it says there, Jesus says there that 'di ba, when you light a lamp, it's not supposed to be hidden under a basket, but it's supposed to be placed. You should have a place. And I remembered my purpose. And I was just like, wow. And it's not just for me. I feel like this album is not really about me anymore. This album is really about everyone and for everyone, because we all have a light. Like I got reminded of that, like salt and light. We all have a light that's coming from God. Oh, even if we don't acknowledge it, you know.
Or
It's just
maybe
like
not that they don't acknowledge it. Maybe sometimes it takes time to realize it. It
that's
takes
true. That
it
is true.
takes life experiences sometimes,
Yeah,
or
that's
maybe
true.
meeting people, to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
realize certain things, right?
Yeah.
That's what it
Mm-mm-mm.
is. Or
Like it's
maybe
really right. It's really just timing, and that's why it's just like yeah, that light is just there, and we all vibrate it off of each other. Like it's like not just I have the light, you don't. It's really we all have that, and I don't know. It's just we have the delight in that, having that purpose.
Yeah,
That is your purpose. Mm-mm.
and we hope that like you, our listeners, and will discover that
Yeah, for sure.
individual light. Well, one thing is for sure, we thank God for your voice, your album, Ready Let Go, under Warner Music. Keiko Necesario is with us here on the live drive sessions. I'm excited for this next song.
Mm-mm.
I love this song in the
Thank
album.
you.
It's one of my favorites. I'll tell you what my favorites are, and I'll tell you my thoughts
Okay,
about the
go there.
album.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, please. Yes, please.
I'll tell you I always do that actually towards the end
Mm-mm.
of the show. Just
Mm-mm.
not that it matters or not that it.
No, of course it matters. I
But
think,
maybe to you, but I
yeah.
mean to other people they don't care about my opinion maybe. But I
Nah.
want you to know what I think of
Mm,
the album. But first, song number 3,
yeah.
Keiko Necesario with a track called "See You" live here on Magic 89.9.
Yes, and I'm gonna sing this. This is actually the sound that I really like write this in. Like, this is the original sound. Kumbaga. This is
Right.
how I wrote this. This is the
Okay.
main part
Cool.
from the album.
Yes. Okay. Even better for me. All right. I want to hear this. Let's go.
Okay.
In the middle of a war, you see, my mind is fighting with my heart. It's a battle from within. No matter what I do, I know what's gonna win. Or do I keep running? Or do I come back in and give us a chance? Or maybe it's better to say, see you some other time. Maybe in the next life, in paradise. Maybe that would be alright. All is forgotten, all would be forgiven. In a different world, the stars would all align. I hope you can hear me singing.
The hopeful romantic
Yeah.
Keiko Necesario with us, and the song "See You" from the album "Ready Let Go." Um, that's the original form. That's what you're saying.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes, yes.
it does sound a bit different. Obviously, it's slowed
For
down.
sure. Yep.
Um, why did you decide to do what you did with the album version, which I love, like I said, because I love the elements and I love the
Yeah.
progression of the
Yeah.
song, especially towards the end.
True.
Na parang yun na nga, like I always say, it's like it's climaxing to a certain point where.
Yeah.
Tell me the story about that.
Actually, that was my producer's idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
This is where
because
collaboration comes in,
I know.
right?
That's why
Right.
when they actually, when they thought about it and when they actually just, brought it to what it is now, it's just like,
Now,
wow, this is so different, but still it's still me.
did you
That's
like
what I
it
love. Yeah,
instantly?
I love it. Yeah,
I
I
loved
love
it.
it. I
Yeah.
was just like, whoa, this is a different sound. Like they even changed the chords. They even changed like
Mm.
the way the guitar is playing and all that. So
Mm.
it was really, the way they do actually, the way they recorded with me was when they listened to the acoustic form of the song, like
Hmm.
how I wrote it,
Originally, yeah.
what they would always try is they would try it slowest, slow, or fast, 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 and then
Mm.
or and even with a key like higher,
Or
lower,
lower.
yeah, it's
Ah.
just like with I don't know, it's just like with the way they do it, like they just wanted to really capture where my voice would fit in the
Mm.
best. You know what I mean? So it was just like,
Which I'm sure is not hard with your voice. I'm sure that's not
well,
hard.
thank God, thankfully, yeah. It didn't really, it wasn't really that complicated, but I was just really grateful, and I'm still grateful that we were able to, experiment with a lot of the songs in the album, and particularly "See You." We actually this was one of the songs that I worked on when I was in London.
Right. That's
My
right. That's
yeah,
right.
my idea was with the three producers, I wanted to record three different songs and one same song. So "See
Okay.
You" was the same song that they all worked on, and
Okay.
um maybe one day I'll be able to let you guys hear all of the different versions that they came up with,
That would
but
be cool. That
they're
would be
all,
cool.
yeah, they're all different, like all
Oh, I'd love to hear that. Oh,
all
I'd love to hear that.
different.
Sige, abangan ko
Yeah.
yan. Abangan ko
Mm-mm.
yan. Here's my thought. When I listened to the album first time, when you were teasing, diba? And then you finally put the link in your bio on your
Yeah.
Instagram, and when it was available for everybody to
Yeah.
enjoy and consume. There I've been doing this for quite a long time, regardless of whether it's playing music, interviewing people, and listening to music and just judging on my
Yeah.
own. And there are some albums that you right away, bam, so good. There are some albums that oh, hello. And then there are some albums that take time,
Mm.
growers they say.
Yeah.
And then there's that album that I think about yours that every time I rotate it and listen to it and really take a deep dive sa mga yung pangalawang pasada, pangatlong pasada, it just gets better and better. I'm not saying this because I'm talking to you and you're here right now. I'm saying that in all honesty, in the second and third runs that I heard the album,
Mm.
there were certain things that I didn't notice in the first run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From an
Yeah, I
element
get you.
standpoint. Again,
Mm-mm.
I'm a melody guy. I'm an
Yeah.
elements guy. So I, 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 I can't sing the song, but I can tell you certain things
Yeah.
about when this came in, when that. So that's what happened when I was listening to the second and third run, and when I was listening to True Love. Oh, I didn't notice this in the first
Mm.
run, or Smoke,
Yeah.
which were my favorites, by the way. I know it's a little weird, but
No,
yeah,
it's not at all.
See You, Go On,
Hey.
Smoke, and True Love, the slower ones. I don't
Yeah.
know, kind of got me. I think so. I
Oh,
think that's my opinion about the album.
thank
Ready,
you.
Let
Thank
Go.
you for listening
Yeah,
to the album, and
yeah.
thank you for giving your opinion. I really love it when people, try to just, try to let me know what they think and how they feel about the album,
It's
and especially
completely different from
yeah,
from the stuff
super.
from Escape, which
Yep.
I love, by the way.
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you.
that
Thank you
song
so much.
and
I
what you
love it.
do with what you do with
Mm,
that song too.
yeah.
But this is completely different. It's like
Yeah.
And even in terms of from one song to the other,
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah, that's
Hindi
true.
siya parang may
Yeah.
general theme or general
Yeah.
sound. It was very different from if I didn't know that I was listening to one album, I'd probably think sometimes that ibang artist, except for the voice, obviously.
Mm.
But you know what I mean in terms of the
Yeah,
treatment and the
super gets.
melody
Yeah.
and yeah. So
And actually that's the reason why when people ask me what's my favorite, in the album, I'm just like they're all my favorites for
that's
different
unfair, yeah.
reasons.
Right, right.
Excuse
Because
me.
they all sound different also.
Yeah, and they all mean to me in different ways.
I
And
was just about to say they probably all have different stories too,
yeah, super
right?
different stories. Yeah.
I love it. Before you get to your last song, I wanted to ask. I'm sorry. Do you need to
It's
take a
me.
break?
Oh,
Are you okay?
medyo na ano lang ako. Medyo sumakit lang yung ulo ko.
Okay, let me do the talking for a while. You've been an indie artist for a very long time. You've been, you've a lot of people know you from the stuff that you've done, even the covers that you've done, which were all
Yeah.
incredible. All I Want being my favorite for
Thank
many
you.
years now. Yeah, that version always gets to me.
Yeah.
From Codeline. Um, why sign with a label? What was it that you thought after a long time of doing your own stuff, doing it your way? You signed with Warner. What was the thought process behind that? I was just curious.
Mm-mm.
And you said that they've been taking care of you very well.
Yeah,
Mm.
super. So I was in the scene for 8 years, or yeah, 8 years, for around 8 years. And for that long, um I think when I started back in 2012 till, I guess, actually till 2018, I was still, I had offers. I've had offers from different
Mm.
labels and all that.
Okay.
But I just didn't feel like it was the right time. Maybe it's
You want
more
to
of
take a
the
break? You
timing.
want to take a break? Ako na nakokonsensya eh.
No,
Di
it's
ba?
okay. It's okay. It's
More
okay.
water. Drink some
Yeah,
water.
sige, sige.
Yeah, go. Sige, we're talking to Keiko Necesario right now. We're live. See, obviously we're live on radio. For those who are listening, working from home, you're watching us on Facebook Live, on Kumu and the Kumu app, and on Twitch. And again, this will be on YouTube and on
Yeah.
Spotify eventually. We want to thank her for her time and her voice and her gift. Okay. Yes, you were saying before I
Ayan.
interrupted you. Go ahead. Yeah, game. Yeah.
Ayun nga.
Mhm.
What was I saying?
We were talking
Nalimutan ko na.
about signing. Signing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it was
My
just
bad. My
more of
bad.
timing. Timing, yeah.
Okay. You're right.
More because of the timing. Yun. Uh, well, I just felt like, cause okay, so my dream has always been to go international. So
Mm.
for me, like, it's not really being mayabang. It's just more of like, it's just a dream, and I want to be able to take the right steps before
Towards it.
towards
Yeah.
the dream. and and I also felt like, I love the independent scene. I love the people that I get to work with in the
Right.
independent scene. And
Mm.
there's nothing wrong naman with mainstream music. It's just, or mainstream culture, but it's just like I felt like I sort of didn't fit the mold at that time. Like, even with my with the things that I do, it's just I like it being impromptu and all that, or like something that's, just very spontaneous, because I'm very spontaneous with a lot of things that I do. um and yeah, for that amount of time, or like the span of time that I wasn't with a label, when I would get deals or like offers, I just really didn't feel like it was the right offer for me.
Right.
Like, I believed that there was something more, so I had to wait more. It
Mm.
wasn't because I just wanted to stay there, but it's just, I really just wanted to have the right, um sort of like the right time with the right people as well, and it felt right with Warner. Of course, with Graham being there,
Right.
every
Right.
step of the way.
Correct.
I knew that I
Yeah.
was gonna be taken care of.
Mm.
um and yeah, I think it was just that timing lang talaga, and right people, and I loved what I was, or like who I was in the music scene, even in the independent scene. So
And
yeah,
it's not like you're not going to be seeing and working
that's
and
true.
collaborating and singing with all of these
Yeah,
great artists that you've worked with or
yeah,
hang out with,
yeah.
diba? I
That's
mean, these are
true.
your friends,
Yeah, and
right?
yeah, and like I said, I've always dreamed of going international with my music, and that's my dream for OPM. Like OPM to go
Exactly.
beyond just
That's the
or
big
yeah,
story. That's the big, right?
yeah. So I
Big
wanted an offer.
picture. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted the deal that would get me there. So yeah, when Graham came into the picture with the deal with Warner, I was just like, yeah, I think this is the right time, and I really felt at peace. So that I can't, I can't deny that. I wouldn't be able to deny that I really had peace with all of the offers that came in with Warner and Graham and
Right.
all that stuff.
Well, two things that I want to say. First, I love how the indie artists are supporting each other anyway. They
That's
promote each
true.
other. You guys are, everybody putting stories of other artists, of co-artists. Diba? Ganun kayo eh. So that's always great. I don't think they'll ever disappear regardless of whether you're
Yeah,
signed to a
that's
label or
true.
not. The other thing is, even labels have adjusted the way they
Hmm.
treat artists and the way they treat the
Yeah.
scene and the way they treat music, the way they promote, the way they market, and the way they collaborate with artists now. It's not like early 2000s where I'm not saying that it was bad or anything like that. These are our friends in the industry, and I've been with them also for a very long time. I'm just saying that just like the artists and just
Yeah,
like the music scene, they have adjusted also in terms of how they
that's
do
true.
things, right? So
That's
I'm
true.
sure that's part of the reason why you are with them right now. The album is ready. Let go. You guys got to check it out. Keiko Necesario is with us. You want to sing your last song before we
Oh,
call it quits, and then I'll talk to you just for a while, just a little bit. By the way, she's not singing Dangerous right now because we're already playing the song on our playlist anyway.
mm-hmm.
And she wants to sing something else. So, what are you going to sing for us as your fourth song?
Yeah. So this is the single that I'm promoting right now, along with the album. It's called Ready Let Go, and
Yeah.
yeah, the song actually I wrote this back in 2018 as well.
Also,
So
okay.
yeah, a lot of the songs actually were written, from before previous years. And yeah, Ready Let Go is just about surrender, kumbaga. And
Mm-hmm.
this is exactly what the album is about. It's about surrender. That's why that I think that's actually one of the reasons why I didn't, like I said, I didn't feel anxious with the
Mm,
timing of the album. It's because, you just surrender, and what's the goal anyway? Like the goal for this album isn't just the streams. I mean, of course I would love for the streams to hit, massively, but at the same time the core of this album is just, one soul at a time, one soul at a, take it day by day. And but of course for my label, I want them to, my prayer is just that the people or the team that really worked with me on this album, they really get, the kind of uh uh what do I
message,
yeah, the
vibe,
message.
but
Yeah, exactly. They actually get the acknowledgement that they deserve
okay,
because they
that they
really worked
deserve.
hard. Yeah, they
Right,
really
right, right,
worked
right,
hard
right,
on this
right,
album.
right.
It's not just me. I would, sorry, ang ingay ng aso. Naririnig niyo ba yung aso?
Okay lang. Okay
Yeah.
lang. Live nga tayo eh. That's fine. And everybody's at home. This is
Yeah,
all
that's
part of the
true.
experience. You
That's
have
true.
adjusted to the experience already, just like
That's
all the
true.
other artists out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll roll
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
That's part of the experience. Go.
So Ready Let Go is about that. And actually, mamaya, may kukwento ako
Sige, game.
about about God's signal. Ito yung
Okay.
pinaka-signal ni God.
Okay.
And
Sige.
supernatural siya. So I'd have to tell you after the song.
After the song,
I
go.
can
But you can sing, ha? Yeah, sige,
Mm-mm.
inom mo na, inom mo na. Shot mo na ng water.
Bigla lang akong na ano yan, nasa mid ba tawag doon?
Nasa mid. Siguro, oh.
Yan,
Well,
but
anyway, we appreciate you still entertaining us. It's Keiko
of course.
Necesario right here on Magic 89.9.
Here you go.
I've tried to cover up for so long. Hide between the lines of every song. But I'm ready to go now. I'm lost, but I know where I wanna be. I'm ready to go now. I'm scared, but I know I am breaking free. I know it's gonna be okay. Nothing is ever too late. Ready, let go. Ready, let go. One step at a time, you're gonna be alright. Give it all you go, do it, it's your life. Ready, let go. Ready, let go. Ready, 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 let go. Ready, 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 ready. I know myself too well. There are times I just can't tell. A struggle I can seem to shake off. I couldn't stop until I fell, but this time I put my faith above my miseries. Oh, finally this time I'm braver, just enough for me to see. I know it's gonna be okay. Nothing is ever too late. Ready, let go. Ready, let go. One step at a time, you're gonna be alright. Give it all you go, do it, it's your life. Ready, let go. Ready, let go. Ready, 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 let go. Ready, 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 let go. Oh, it's gonna be okay. Nothing is ever too late. Ready, let go. Ready, let go. One step at a time, you're gonna be alright. Give it all you got, do it, it's your life. Ready, let go. Ready, let go. Ready, 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 let go. You're ready. I'm ready.
Man,
Yeah.
woohoo! It's good stuff. Keiko Necesario with us. Already Let Go, the title track of the album. Okay, regardless of how you do, you may have 3, 4, 5 versions of your songs. I know you were talking about that with See You earlier. Um, the one constant is that unique voice that you have. It's regardless of the version that you're.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Oh, no, thank you. Okay, you wanted to tell us a story before we let you go. Yeah, you wanted to tell us a story about the song. Go ahead.
So this is I've told this story with a
Nasasamid
lot
pa
of
siya niya, nakita mo naman.
Oo nga eh, bigla ako nasabid bigla. But
Ano,
yeah,
parang di halata.
the story happened 2019 November, when I was on my flight to London. I'm away to London. So this was my go signal really. And this is the reason why the elements of the album is just about light, because um when I was on the plane going to London, and yeah, like I said, I've told this many times.
Mm-hmm.
I was right by the window, and I was just doing praise and worship because,
Mm-hmm.
of course, I was like, I'm going to London, and sorry, and I'm going.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my brother. But yeah, I was going to London, and I was just like, wow, God, you really funded this dream. You really, made the way for this dream to happen, and hopefully this is not just for me. And I know that it isn't just for me. I know that this is gonna be for everyone that's gonna be able to listen the music that's gonna come out of that trip. So that was just like my prayer. And I was just like really thankful to God. So I was just like praying. Like I had my praise and worship, and so I was thinking of a shooting star that time, and I was just like,
Okay.
God, I want another extraordinary moment with you. Can you actually just hear this request and really make this happen? And but I wasn't really being demanded. I was just like really happy, and like I had that childlike faith. So when I was just like, yeah, I was just thinking about that shooting star, and then I can you hear my mom also?
That's
Sorry,
okay.
sobra-
Sobrang faint. It's okay.
sobra,
We
okay.
barely hear it, but yeah, don't worry.
Okay, cool. Okay. I get really conscious about that because like
I'm
I
sure.
have a lot. Yeah, sorry. Ano lang, little ano lang, segue. I have a lot of projects, and sometimes it is complicated, and like really it gets hard for me to record, especially because when I hear like the dogs or like the diba? So it's just like, oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying,
Go ahead. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was just
Hindi,
like,
wala naman kami narinig sa album na dog, so it's
yeah,
fine. And
that's the most
yeah,
important
okay lang.
thing. So yeah, so I was just like praying and all that. Pero parang nahiya ako kay Lord bigla. Pero I was still happy. I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I saying? What am I asking you, diba? So I was just like, I mean, it's crazy for you to even see a shooting star while you're up on the plane. So I was just like, okay. But tapos parang I asked God, sabi ko, Tagalog pa yan sabi ko, God, sumusobra na ba ako? And lo and behold, like after I asked him if sumusobra na ako, a shooting star appeared.
Wow.
And it was the most beautiful thing. It was really close, actually. Diba, mostly when you see a shooting star, it's
Far,
just like,
far.
ganun lang,
From
and
afar,
from
right.
afar, and it just, it just really passes. But that shooting star, it looked like a firework. A little white firework. That's just like, as in, right, like, super weird pa. Sabi ko nga wow, mali ba to? Mga ganon, parang, what? But I didn't even say it out loud. It was just like in my head. Like right after, I was like, God, sumusobra na ba ako? And a shooting star appeared like that. And it was so slow pa. Like, it wasn't even like the fast kind of thing, but it was so slow. And when it disappeared, it sparkled. It
And
sparkled.
and so to you, it was like a divine message that,
Yeah, and I
we're
heard,
off to great
yeah.
things here
And
in
I heard
London.
God saying that, no, you're never too much. When you ask me something, I'll do it for you. And that's, I think mainly the reason also na I want people to really get closer to God, because it's just a different experience to just have a closer relationship with him. Because really, supernatural, you have well, for me, I have a supernatural God, and he can do all things, diba? Sabi nga in the Bible. And I was just really like, I cried. Like, after I saw that, I was just like crying. Because, like, that's, I mean, it wouldn't be as, like, basta sobrang grabe. I was just like, wow, you really
Well,
showed me.
let me put it this way. It was an intense personal experience for
Yeah,
you,
for
which
sure.
gave you even impetus to really go for it, and
Yeah.
this
Yeah, it was a
is
go signal.
what
And
came about. Yeah, what came about. So the
mm-hmm.
album Ready Let Go. One last quick question, just to wrap it up, Keiko.
Yeah.
When people say, comment, write, or say stuff like, oh, this artist or this girl is so underrated, blah blah blah, and they've been saying it for so many years, and now you're on your sophomore album, you've had your EPs and all of these things. What do you say to that? What is your thought process when you hear comments like that or read comments like, "Oh, this girl is
Like,
so underrated"? You're
no.
underrated, yeah.
Um,
Or do you think about it at all? Do you
well,
mind? Do you?
kasi for me, like we all have different naman perspectives, you know what I mean? So, but for me,
And tastes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. And for me, what what's really the basis? Like if you say na parang I'm
Mm.
underrated, what do you mean by that? Like is it because you want me to be known more or like you know what I mean? But
Massively,
yeah, massively.
commercially, ganon.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. But
okay.
I think in terms of that, success is, you know, it's also subjective. Like if
Of course.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But
agree.
I
Yeah.
feel, of course, when people say that, I feel very honored, because
Mm.
like I'm like why wow
Mm.
that's for me that's a compliment.
It's a positive thing.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
what you're saying.
positive thing.
Right,
Yeah, yeah,
right,
for sure.
right.
But I wouldn't really label anyone anymore.
Right,
That's
right,
just,
right,
you
right.
know, because
Yeah, hindi naman
yeah,
galing sa'yo, sa kanila,
yeah,
and
yeah,
some
yeah, that's
people,
true.
right, right.
Like for me lang, kunyari, if someone is in the indie scene, and like people see it as like, you should be more like, they're probably right, but also like we never know with that artist. Maybe
Yeah, yun ang gusto niya eh.
or that, yeah, yeah, maybe that artist is happy with that.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah, but
exactly.
I'm really like really grateful that people, you know, say something like that, because it's
Right.
really a compliment. And I would love for, like I said, I would love for OPM to go beyond just, you know, the
What it is.
Philippines.
Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Mm.
Keiko, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for making
Thank
time
you.
for us. Anything else you want to say to all our listeners right now before we let you go?
Well, yeah, thank you, of course, to Magic,
Ah, you're welcome.
1899, and you, Boom. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And not just for inviting me here, but also for listening to my music, and to
I have been
everyone.
for many years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, and to everyone who's been listening to me and really been supporting. Thank you so much, guys. Like it means the world to me. Like I wouldn't be here also if no one's listening. Um, and I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful, and I hope that I get to do this. You know, more and more and more and more. And
And live in with a
yeah,
crowd next
yeah, for
time
sure.
soon, di
Right
ba? Yun
after
ang
this,
nakakamiss eh.
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
miss it,
right.
and especially because when I was recording this album, I've had in mind what I had in mind was just like maybe I'm gonna tour here, and you
Right,
know,
right, right.
it's just not gonna happen. And
Sabi ni Ebe,
mm,
it's not canceled, postponed lang.
yeah, that's true.
Postponed
That's
lang.
true.
Yan. Everything is just
Yeah,
moved a
yeah,
little bit.
that is
But
so
yeah.
true.
Thank you, Keiko. We really
Yeah,
appreciate your time, your
thank you,
music, your voice, your gift. Thanks for sharing and good luck with the album. Again, the album is Ready, Let
thank you.
Go under Warner Music. Keiko Necesario. My name is Boom. We exit the chat room. How about we leave you with the song Dangerous from the album? Might as well. She didn't sing it today, but we'll play it for you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been Live Drive Sessions on Magic 89.9. Bye, everybody.